Hello, chess lovers. Great to see you again. I've got a super exotic trap that destroys the Caro-Kann defense in lightning speed and full of magic. I guarantee your opponents will fall for it. Okay, let's go rock and roll. E4, C6, Caro-Kann defense, usually followed by D5. The main line for white here is D4. After D5, knight jumps to C3, a standard chessbook move. Okay, let's just jump the knight to C3 right away, and after that, we get a typical Caro-Kann setup. We're playing two knights variation, a move that can surprise Caro-Kann players a little. According to the database, there are three common moves here. First, D takes E, or the bishop pins the knight. And sometimes black responds by pushing the pawn to D4, which is more of an amateur level move. We're going to break them down one by one. Ready? Okay, if D takes E, yes! Knight recaptures. One of black's top and most popular moves is bishop to F5. Or, if bishop goes to G4, just kick it away with pawn. After bishop takes knight, we recapture the knight with queen. Very easy. Or another move that's sometimes played is knight to F6. We can simply take the knight. Or we can bring queen up to E2. Then knight takes knight, and black's structure won't look very good after G takes F6. Okay, if knight takes, of course queen recaptures. Then bishop C4. Short castle, pawn to D4. Just play standard moves. Your development is a little faster. Or if your opponent plays a bit smarter by developing the queen's knight to D7. What's the idea? Yes, protecting the knight because they don't want to create doubled pawns on the F file. Please, don't take the knight. But... smothered checkmate. A sneaky 6-move checkmate. So the popular move for black here is bishop attacking the knight. Continue with knight to G3. Counterattack! In many cases, the bishop usually goes to G6, because if it goes to G4, black will gain a lot of tempo after H3, chasing the bishop away. Okay, bishop to G6. Just continue with H4. Then black's light-squared bishop starts getting nervous after H5. So the pawn has to give the bishop an escape square. We keep your opponent busy with their bishop. If this bishop just sits there like a rock, just grab it. After pawn takes bishop, continue with queen to G4, and black is basically crushed. If necessary, bishop to D3, adding even more pressure on this pawn. I guarantee black will struggle a lot here, and it becomes very easy to exploit, because the heavier the pressure, the more likely your opponent is to make mistakes, even blunders. So the best move is bishop to the corner. We play a forcing move. Black has to react to the threat of queen takes F7 checkmate. If the bishop blocks, this is very bad. Just take it with knight. And after pawn recaptures the knight, black loses a pawn for nothing, and then comes check right away. Black's king won't be very healthy after the attack starts. So, pawn has to block. Yes! The queen can go to F3, putting pressure on F7 again. But let's just continue developing, followed by short castling. Hey bro! Queen! What? No good. Beautiful checkmate! Good job, handsome boy! Let's go back. To avoid the checkmate with bishop takes F7, black has to push the pawn to E6. Watch your queen, bro! Here the queen can go to F3. Or the tricky move is queen to E2. Almost 90% of people blunder in this position. Did you know the best move for black is queen to E7? But in reality, it's very hard to find. The moves black usually plays are bishop to G7, knight to F6, and, yes, knight to D7. These are all moves you should not try at home, okay? For example, bishop to G7. It looks like a natural move attacking the knight. Please pause the video. What would you play here? Yes. See, the knight forks the major pieces. After king takes, of course, mate in two. Check. After the king moves, beautiful checkmate. Okay, let's go back. What if the bishop doesn't go to g7, but the knight jumps to g7 instead? Same idea, attacking the knight. Your move stays the same. We take on f7, attacking rook and queen. And after king takes knight, queen continues with check. Only move. Then, mate. So it's very clear that black is extremely vulnerable to mistakes here. Bishop g7, knight d7, or knight f6. Against all three responses, your move is the same. Tactical shot, knight takes f7. White is winning here. Okay, what if black responds with queen to e2? This is the best move. We play b3, preparing to fianchetto the bishop. We're going to have a sniper. If bishop to g7 attacks the annoying knight, continue with a 4, preventing the queenside pawn push b5. For example, this bishop looks really angry at your knight and decides to take it. Honestly, fair enough. I think most black players would probably take it too. Relax, my friend. We recapture the bishop with queen. Next target. If queen blocks, just trade queens, and the engine still prefers white. Giving around plus 2.9, white is better. Then bishop to b2. If you want a castle long, yes, this is the aggressive choice. Knight can jump to e4. The knight gets more central control, and the kingside pawn storm can begin. Or if the pawn blocks the queen attack, we simply grab the free pawn on e4. Okay, the last option is developing the knight while preparing short castling. We attack the queen, and the queen still has to protect the king's knight, so it has to retreat back home. Feel free to bring your knight to the party, putting pressure on the knight, and this knight is pinned, unable to move. The best move is queen's knight to d7, connecting with the king's knight. We play another forcing move. Besides attacking the king, b7 is also about to fall. And no matter where the king goes, whether f7 or f8, it doesn't change anything at all. Let's say king to f8. Yes, we take the pawn. It's a discovered check. And on the next move, the knight smashes the queen. Or we can play the move that will make your opponent suffer for 7 days and 7 nights. Discovered check. And the knight is also ready to destroy the queen. So after king takes knight, queen takes pawn, check. King, only move. Beautiful checkmate. Let's go back and continue. What if the pawn pushes to attack the knight? We attack this pawn back twice. If the e-pawn protects the pawn, just take it with king's knight. So the c-pawn will move up to protect it. We attack the pawn again for the third time. If d takes c, you're free to recapture with either the pawn or knight. But the question is, what if the pawn pushes to d3? Besides attacking the knight, your position will become harder to develop after c4. Hey, relax, bro. We jump the knight, attacking the pawn twice. After black plays c4, continue with queen check. No matter what blocks the check, whether it's a knight or even a bishop, you'll still win 2 pawns very soon. Then bishop can take this boy, and clearly nobody can stop it. Next, short castle. Once the king is safe, you can play more aggressively, like knight to e5. Attacking the bishop, and the queen is ready to execute the black king. Here, the engine gives white around plus 3.2. So yeah, you're completely dominant. Enjoy your game. Okay, let's go back. What if black doesn't push the pawn, doesn't capture the pawn either, but instead plays bishop to g4, pinning the knight? Just attack the bishop. If bishop takes, recapture with the queen. Or if the pawn takes, we take the bishop, and after pawn captures the knight, we take pawn with queen. Very simple. Or, black's best move is retreating the bishop while keeping the pin alive. Continue with pawn takes pawn. Pawn takes. Launch the bishop immediately, attacking the king. If knight to d7, pawn is clearly hanging. So, knight goes to c6, blocking the check. Yes, we chase the bishop away. After bishop to g6, push the pawn again. Then h6, and black's light-squared bishop is about to have serious problems. So usually the h-pawn gets pushed, giving the bishop a hiding spot. We keep attacking the bishop. Clearly this will mess up black's kingside structure. And the problem is, bishop can't escape anymore. You're winning here after knight takes knight. Yes, attacking queen while also threatening a discovered check. If pawn takes the knight, of course the bishop recaptures with check. Queen has to block. At this point, it's up to you. We're winning and up a queen. Okay, let's go back. What if queen goes to b6, attacking the knight twice? What's your move? Just take the free pawn, attacking the queen. If queen takes bishop, continue with knight to c7, check. After king moves away, we take the queen. You win! Or, if the queen moves away instead, let's say queen to c5. Please feel free to pause the video. What's your move? We continue with a discovered check. Queen takes bishop. Then of course, knight to c7, check. Next, you capture the queen. And even if king moves, the story stays the same. You grab the pawn with check, and on the next move, the knight is going to feast. Black queen dead. So the bishop can't move away. You're winning after knight takes knight. Black's best move is rook to c8. Continue with queen to f3, attacking d5 twice. The top move here is e6. Because if the knight jumps, knight takes bishop. After pawn takes, we can push the pawn here, attacking the knight. And after a few exchanges, you'll eventually win the d5 pawn. White is better here. Let's go straight to the best move, e6. Continue attacking the bishop. The bishop cannot move. Clearly, checkmate. No question. We go back. So the queen has to go to c7, attacking the knight. We take the bishop. Pawn takes. Takes. Knight to f6. d4. Bishop to b4. Can be followed by knight to e4, putting pressure on the knight. Continue attacking the knight. The pawn cannot take the pawn. Clearly the rook falls. So after knight to e4, pawn takes. 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 Next target. Rook recaptures. Bishop takes. 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 Bishop comes back. Bishop takes with check. If queen takes, of course, it's mate in 3. King moves. Bishop check. After the bishop blocks, queen takes bishop, mate. So the pawn has to take the bishop. Okay guys, you can continue the game from this position. Then push the passed pawn for promotion. Your rook can even be sacrificed to help the passed pawn promote. Even though the material looks equal and balanced, positionally, you are far ahead. The engine gives white around plus 5.7. Because we have a passed pawn that's extremely hard to stop. Alright, enjoy your game. Okay guys, that's the end of today's video, an exclusive way to destroy the Caro-Kann defense. With tricky combinations and sneaky moves that are guaranteed to confuse your opponent. Hope this was useful and hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.